CPD for me to help Aussies, young, wild and free, living by the seas. CPD, I here for these, easy in 3 steps for me. With the barristers and lawyers here, I play, cause the spirit of love we guide, we share, we strive, we care.
But it is a real pleasure to be able to come and to speak with CPD for me. And thanks, Paula, for inviting me along. I'm really fascinated in why people do what they do. And Niccolo Machiavelli once said that there's only 2 forces that drive every human decision. He said it was love and fear. Love and fear drive everything that we do, every decision we make. And there's an interesting sort of thought process when you look at what people are doing as to which one of these two might be in control. I'm sure, like me, some of you will be watching US politics at the moment, wondering which one of these two are going to come out on top. But I want to go back and I'll show you a time when I was feeling love and fear in really high amounts. This is my wife, Miranda, and our beautiful little girl, Zoe. Now, the love part of this is really obvious, right? But let me explain the fear a little bit more. You see, Zoe was the result of 11 IVFs over a 10-year journey. Well, not really. She was just the result of the last one because the first 10 had ended in failure. And up until this moment, I was terrified that this one would too. Now, if you've been through this type of journey or know someone who's been down that path, it's incredibly tough. It's expensive and it doesn't always work out with joy and happiness. We're very lucky, Miranda and I, that Zoe's now a happy, healthy little 6-year-old. She's grown up so quickly and we're just trying to love and soak up every moment we can. Even the not so good moments. This was, I'm keeping this photo for her 18th birthday. I think she's going to absolutely love it when I showed this one at her birthday. But the real question I guess you're wondering is, what's this got to do with ethics and empathy? Well, many, many years ago, I was working for a very large organization with a senior leader. And he said to me something you might have heard before. He said, listen, Daniel, if you can't measure it, it doesn't matter. Now, again, you might have heard this sentiment. It might be something that you're familiar with. It's very common in particularly things like financial services. But even with my background in mathematics, I understood what he meant, but I didn't agree. And so I pushed back. I said to him, John, do you love your wife? He said, of course I do. You know that. I said, I thought so. And so do you measure it? Like, is there a spreadsheet somewhere? You get a chart on the fridge. When she comes home, do you sit down and give her debits and credits? Don't do that, by the way. It's a terrible idea. But do you have a score, right? 83? And even if you did have a score, would that really tell me anything about the nuance and beauty of your relationship? Of course not. See, part of the challenge we have in our world is that as human beings, we live in a very material and tangible world. There's all sorts of things around us that I would say are very important, tangible things to measure. But unfortunately, because of these things, particularly in organizations, we get fascinated with the tangibles, don't we? We get so fascinated with the tangibles, we measure them, we check them, we spend all this time focusing on the tangibles. We forget sometimes that when you're working with humans, there are also a world of intangibles that we have to deal with. And what's really interesting at the moment in particular, if you think about the change in the way the world is happening, we're designing more and more machines and tools. AI is a good example of this, that is really, really good at dealing with the tangibles. It's excellent at dealing with all of that manual technical stuff. But it puts a highlight on us as human beings to be much better at the intangible side.